the more fascinating subjects when it comes to Fruits Basket is the relationships within the series.
I have not seen the old Fruits Basket, so I'm following along with the fans in terms of like the full story as the new episodes air. So there's a lot of mystery in the relationships that I'm still just like puzzling out.
The relationships in this show, they're crazy because these people can turn into animals. And it just kind of makes things a little bit complicated because there's a secret. There's a secret that, you know, Toru finds out about in the very beginning, and like kind of keeping that under wraps and like the crazy antics of people turning into cats and rats and snakes and all that, like, can get a little tricky.
It's not a show that can be categorized. It's not a comedy. It's not a drama. It's not just slice of life. It's not just a fantasy. It's all of them. It makes it so three-dimensional and so lovely and unexpected.
It has a lot of really fun dynamics, but what I think is super cool is that a lot of the characters, I think, end up representing Toru's parents because she doesn't have parents. So, like, everyone sort of forms this like protective circle around her, and it's really, really beautiful and heartwarming.
Toru is central to the entire plot, obviously. I mean, it might be about the Zodiac, but really it's about Toru and it's about her journey. And more than that, it's about the journey of the characters that she interacts with and how she catalyzes and affects all of those relationships.
I surely thought that there would be some point where Toru's character kind of irritated me, and it hasn't happened yet. And I think a large part of that to me is hugely a testament to Laura Bailey. I adore the way that she portrays Toru. It's some of the most genuine, likable, realistic acting I've seen in the dub world in quite some time, and Laura's performance absolutely makes that character for me and is part of what makes her likable to me instead of off-putting.
Toru, she's the heart of the whole show. She just represents innocence and purity, and for Saki specifically, she's like her first friend, like, that she ever has in her whole life besides her brother. So she has the biggest heart in the world for her.
No matter what she does, she always affects people's lives, and it's always for the better. I think episode 16 is a really good example of that.
I love Toru and Uotani's relationship because they both kind of fill these holes that the other one has missing in their life. And I think it's a really beautiful relationship, and it's to me, it's a very realistic one. Like, I look at Toru and Hanajima and Uotani, and I see myself and my girlfriends that I've been best friends with since I was 5 years old.
I think for the romance-loving fans, when we look at Fruits Basket, we all have our pairing, right? As you're watching it, you know which one of them you want her to end up with.
You know, shipping, I know everyone has an opinion about it.
Who is she going to end up with? Because somebody's going to have their heart broken, it feels like. But that's not like Toru. Toru doesn't break people's hearts. So it's like, how does she, if two people like you and she just wants to make people happy, I don't know what she's going to do.
I was always so in love with the idea of her and Kyo because he was kind of the bad boy, and I loved that pairing. And now it's really fun to watch as an adult and who has had relationships, and I have a kid, and I think I relate a lot more with Toru's mom now than I do with Toru. And so I actually really like her and Yuki now because he's the more stable one. He's the one who's always trying to make things better for her.
I think that Toru can maybe handle someone a little feistier, and so I kind of like her with Kyo. Like, she can kind of put him in his place from time to time, and he can kind of add some energy to her, but like she can kind of soften him. So it's kind of like maybe a opposites attract kind of thing.
In my heart of hearts, no offense, Jerry Jewel, I love you. You're doing an amazing job. Kyo is not my romantic cup of tea. I really love Yuki, and I feel like he's like so respectful and like sweet with Toru, and has come out of his shell so much. So, you know, like, if I was gonna pick a boy for my girl, I'd probably pick Yuki as of now. I reserve the right to change this opinion as the series goes on.
Not that Kyo's not. I still love him. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy with either way, but there's a protection that I have for her, and I feel like she might be more secure with Yuki. Probably gonna get a lot of hate mail because of this, aren't I? I like both of them. I really do.
I just want to thank you guys for going on this Fruits Basket journey with us. I have been in the unique position of being a voice actor for the series and getting to be involved in it in that really intimate way. But through that, I have fallen in love with the series as a fan, and I'm really enjoying watching each finished episode as it streams on Funimation. And I hope you guys have been enjoying it as much as I have. And thank you for all of your love and support and allowing us to continue working on this incredibly special show.